Welcome to the PDDL Getting Back to Basics, part 2. In the first one, we looked at quite standard PDDL model and used the power of the language to extend it to tackle all the dimension of the problem. Now in here, we will go to complete basics as promised. We will start building a PDDL model from nothing. So what we want to achieve here is do the classic in any language. We want to do hello world. And what does it mean, hello world, in PDDL? Let's do something in here with the PDDL domain and problem file so that the plan we get out of it looks like, say, hello, and then possibly later say hello world. So let's try to achieve something like that first. So what do we need to do? Well, let's start with a domain, and just to prove you that you can do it all from zero, all you need to type is define domain hello world, and then here we'll say define problem and one, let's say, and hello world, this domain name here and domain name there. Technically doesn't need to be the same. Many planners would not care about it, but the tools I'm using here in VS Code do care about it. So if I wipe all of this, so it's all done from zero. What do we need? We need, if the plan needs to look that way, what is in plans? What do you see in plans is names of actions. So I will declare action A, hello. Will I need any parameters? No, not yet. And if I declare the action just like that, and here what do we need is typically the initial state and goal. This is a mistake on the parts of the tooling. So what if I just have a domain with the action say hello and a problem file that's empty, just to have it syntactically correct? Does that let me get a plan, the plan that I want? Let's try that. And what we get is an empty plan. Actually, nothing shows up here. Why is that? Well, if the goal is empty, there is nothing really forcing the planner to do anything. It says, dude, you gave me an undescribed initial state and goal that actually matches it, right? Nothing is true in that goal state either. So we are going to have to create some predicate set hello in a past tense. And that is going to have to be an effect of that action. So is true in the effect. And we'll just declare that predicate in the predicates section up here. The thing that typically is a good idea is to say that this action is only meaningful in states where that's not true yet, right? It wouldn't matter here in the simple case, but in much bigger, more involved domains, you actually want to make sure that the actions are only ever applicable where they make sense. Now, the tools are saying you're missing a requirement, negative preconditions. Yes, this is a negative check, and that needs to be signaled to some planners that negative preconditions are used in the model. Why is that? Is because not all planners support it. Essentially, the very first ones didn't. So that's why the requirement needs to be declared. So is this now enough? let's try that. Running the planner. Here we go. We say hello. That's exactly what we wanted. And by the way, this planner is temporal, so it comes up with a timestamp for that. And the minimal timestamp here, the time step, is 1/1000th of a time unit. So we are going to see these steps appearing in that kind of step. Now, would it actually be realistic enough if we leave it this way? Well, typically, in a industrial sense, right? If you're doing something, you typically need some resource to do it. So can you always just say hello to whoever? You can't just speak when you're out of breath. So we should do that in the model as well. Some such conditions as have breath, and that again is a requirement, is a predicate that needs to be declared. To plan from this state, it does not find the plan. Why is that? Well, because this is never true. This is never made true by anything. So this is why we have the initial state description here. And if we make that predicate true, now we see our say hello world, say hello action again successfully. Now, as we said, ideally, hello world should have the word there. And because there is just one world, it would be enough if we just expanded the action name by it. And you can see that immediately we have say hello world there, but let's be somewhat smarter or more reusable in this sense. What if we could say hello to many different things? And that's why we can define types and objects here. And let's say the type is someone or something. And the object is world of type something. Oh, pardon this bug in the tools. Now, something is a type. That means we are missing the requirement typing. So this basically brings the first order logic to the action in the planner. And as what we did before with the blocks and robotic arms, we should extend the model in a particular way. So this is me or my voice box, my lungs. So I don't need to parameterize that with whom I'm speaking to. But the action itself, of course, I do. I haven't said hello to the world yet, and I said hello to the world at the end. Now, the goal needs to, of course, say hello world, exactly that term as specified in the objects. And if we rerun, there we are. Now we have the swim lane for world, and we are saying hello to the world. Perfect. While we're at it, what if we just were out of breath beginning, and we still wanted a domain like this to be capable of deciding to breathe in first? So how do we do that? Again, we create an action, and the action, we'll call it breathe in. And for simplicity, we'll just give it one effect, have breath. And if we rerun that now, even without that have breath, actually toggling it back on, now the planner doesn't need to breathe in to achieve the goal. And if we take it out, now we have to breathe in before we say hello. So what we've just done is we went from absolute 0 to a simplistic but functioning model with two actions, where one, breathing in, is causally, by that effect, enabling the second action, say hello, which we've, on top of that, parameterized with the object we are talking to, declare the object world, and achieve the goal of sad hello world by first breathing in and saying hello. Hope you like that. Hope that's helpful, and see you at the next one.